your best technology. Now, I would like to invite our head of North America, your older friend, Kyle, to share more information on our journey and introduce you to the OnePlus 6T. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thanks.
All right, guys. How's everybody doing? Good? I know it's Monday, and I know we may have changed it to Monday, but how's everybody doing? Give me a little bit better. All right. All right. So it's an honor to be here on behalf of the OnePlus team, and I'm going to start off by doing a little bit of a teaser spoiler. So for all you guys from the 5 boroughs, I got a lot of notes from people that couldn't make it here this morning that maybe were in class or at work. Please stay tuned to the end of today because there's some news that I know you guys are going to want to hear, so a little bit of a teaser. So as Pete said, today is a pretty important day for us at OnePlus. And we believe it's actually a pretty important day for the industry itself. A lot of you guys have been with us from the start, and OnePlus always gets called out for doing things differently. And maybe at the start, some of it was being called out for things we were doing wrong. But now we believe what we've been doing may be different, but we believe what we're going to show you today is proof of what we've been doing and why it's been the right approach. You guys follow this industry pretty closely, and you know, global smartphone industry, end of last year, down 3%. And that's continued into this year. And maybe if you think back to when smartphones started, and think back maybe to the first device you got. That company that you bought it from may either be not doing real well, or maybe they're not even around anymore. So I think for us, being a young company, the growth we've had, that surprised us. And if you look back and remember our story, company started out less than 5 years ago, 6 people with a dream, making a great smartphone. And we believe we've been successful because we haven't really lost focus on that dream. Now, last year, we grew, and we doubled our revenue to $1.5 billion US. And the OnePlus 6, which we launched in May, was our most popular device to date. We sold over 1 million devices in a little over 3 weeks. And in this industry, which I mentioned, and you guys know is pretty tough, we've been making a healthy profit. And so I think we know it hasn't been easy for a young company to do this. If you look around the world globally, and you look at this industry, if you look at the high-end market, so that's maybe phones that sell above $400, for Android brands, we're now one of the top 5 in the world. And that's across the world, not just the United States. And if you look at maybe the band that's 400 to 600, we're actually the fastest growing brand in the world right now. Another proof point that we're really happy about is in India. So for the last 2 quarters in India, we're now the #1 premium smartphone company in India for the last 2 quarters in Q2 with a market share of over 40%. And I'm telling you guys all this because I want to stop now, because what Pete said earlier was really important, because this is one of those not us moments, it's a we moment for all you guys out here. So when I was here this morning, I was looking around the room, I'm seeing a lot of familiar faces from New York City, community members who I've met over the years. A lot of you guys have met in Soho when we launched the 3. And now is when we want to stop and thank you guys here and for everybody watching around the world, because we know we couldn't have done it without you guys. Support you guys gave us. And so on behalf of the OnePlus team, for everybody, send me a note today to thank you guys, okay? Because here's the deal, right? We know we wouldn't have gotten here today because we don't do a ton of traditional marketing. A lot of the way people found out about OnePlus is because you guys have helped spread the word. You talk to family members, you talk to friends, and you explain to us why you like OnePlus, right? We know we would not have been here today if it wasn't for your guys' support. So that's really a thank you on behalf of our team to you guys. All right, so what's gotten here today is a couple different things. Probably the first one is the theme of focus, right? So focus for us means a couple different things when it comes to product. It means being only focused on making the best flagship that's possible and making one flagship at a time. We could probably easily cash in right now and start making entry-level phones to capture market share, but we're not necessarily going to do that, right? Second theme for us is probably this pursuit of perfection, right? And this is probably never settle, right? That's why a lot of you guys bought into us, and that's the approach. When it comes to like product, when it comes to design, when it comes to build quality, we're not going to compromise on that stuff, okay? If we introduce something into the market, we're going to test it, and we know for a fact the quality is going to be there. We're not going to introduce technology till it's ready. And most importantly, we're not going to put anything into the market unless the features in the product has a real user benefit that adds value. That's not going to change for us as well. So I could stay up here and keep babbling, but that's not what you guys came here today for, right? You guys came here today because you want to see our best and newest phone yet, the OnePlus 6T. All right, so a lot of speculation what's inside and what's under the hood. So why don't let's jump in and take a look. So we have this tradition of OnePlus. We just put the specs up, right? And if it's from us, you can probably expect it's going to be maybe the best spec sheet that's out there. But for us, it's not about the specs, right? For us, what it's about is how we put it all together into a single product and what the actual user experience is. And that's actually what really matters, not the specs themselves, right? And so for us, the goal is really to create the fastest and smoothest smartphone. And again, that's not about numbers. It's about the user experience. And what we're really trying to do in terms of the overall product is to create a hassle-free user experience. And actually, at OnePlus, there's this word we use internally, and it's called burdenless. So not a word you use very often, right? Not a word you hear very often, but it's something that's actually pretty important to us. And the way we think about it is it's actually one of the reasons Pete started OnePlus. And so a lot of the reason those of us that like technology joined OnePlus. And maybe if you think back to when mobile phones started and smartphones started, what was the whole point, right? The whole point was to make your lives more efficient, make everything easier, right? And I think nowadays you're seeing a lot of things get put out there where stuff's unnecessary, right? Features are being put out there, the software sucks, and in the end of the day, is that really what smartphones are about? And so I think that's kind of what the philosophy for us behind burdenless is. And if we're to think about burdenless, there's probably like three things that kind of go into that experience for us. So clean, fast, intuitive. So clean, what that really means is hardware design that's minimalistic and stands up over the test of time. Something that looks great, feels great in your hand, something you're proud of. Fast, we talked about this already, and it's something we'll talk about a lot today, where it's not speed for the sake of speed, but it's efficiency in the user experience. And that's really what we really care about. And last, intuitive. The features on the device, you want them just to happen, everything just to happen naturally, and that's really the goal, and that's what we're going for. So one of the things we're most excited about today is we're bringing you a feature that really, to us, represents burdenless, okay? And so as screens have gotten better and everybody's gone to a more immersive, this industry's gone to a more immersive screen experience over the last year, one of the trade-offs was obviously loss of the home button, right? And so over the history of smartphones, that was the way a lot of people access their device, right? It was the most intuitive way to access a device. And about a year ago, across the river in Brooklyn, when a lot of you guys were with us when we introduced the 5T, we introduced a rear fingerprint sensor and a face unlock, which was fastest in the industry, right? And everybody was really happy about it. But today, we're really excited because we're advancing and announcing our newest upgrade yet, something we're calling Screen Unlock. All right, so for us, what it's about is it's technology that feels natural, right? And that's what we're trying to get to. And probably technology, it's at its best when you don't really notice it, right? And so here's something actually I don't think we've never told this story publicly, but actually on the 5T, we actually looked at this technology. And we were really excited about it, and it was cool, right? And it worked, okay? But the difference is we didn't put it on the 5T last year because it didn't match the user experience that we expect of ourselves. It didn't match the responsiveness and the speed. Worked fine, but we didn't put it on. And now we're excited because really today, with the 6T, it's ready, okay? And so we'll talk to you a little bit in terms of what's behind this technology. And it's not just some little module that sits under the screen. It's actually a pretty intricate approach in terms of hardware, software combination that's all working together. Basically, the way it works is when you press on the screen, it emits light, and the light reads your fingerprints, okay? And what's different about this technology is the bar is higher to do a fingerprint read, basically. And so I don't know if you guys look at your fingerprints very often. Hopefully nobody's been at the NYPD here in the last week and been looking at them or anything like that. But the ridges, there's minuscule little ridges, and everyone's a little bit different, right? So to get this done really, really, really right, the sensors had to be really, really accurate on this. And so we spent a lot of time and a lot of months working on this, and R&D put a lot of time and effort into doing this. And we're excited because they were able to get to the level of accuracy that we had expect of ourselves. So regardless of your fingerprints, no matter what they are, they'll be able to be read very, very easily. And so we're also proud to announce that OnePlus is actually the first company that's going to be launching a smartphone with in-display fingerprint technology in the United States. But it's not about being first for us, right? We're proud of that, but what we're really, really proud about is that we're introducing this technology at the level of user experience that we expect of ourselves, and that's what we're actually really proud about. You know? So in OnePlus fashion, this will be the fastest in-display fingerprint sensor in the world, and we've also developed unique algorithms that basically over the last couple months, engineers have done an incredible job in terms of shaving milliseconds off this to get this as fast as you'd expect from us. So how fast? All right, so, but again, and this is not just, this is the whole time it takes in terms of when you press on the device to totally go through the entire process and unlock the device. So, and it's also been developed with a self-learning algorithm. So basically over time, as you guys get a chance to play with this, it'll actually get a chance to learn your fingerprint, and it'll get quicker and more responsive. So we're excited about that. So the next question from you guys that I know is going to come is secure, right? And so actually we're proud to announce that we're using the dedicated trust zone on the Qualcomm 845 to store your fingerprint sensor just on the device. And also we've tested this device with Visa, MasterCard, payment entities. We've also gone through Google's authentication payment system for Android Pie to secure it to make sure it's secure. And it's as secure as the fingerprint sensor on the 6. So it's fast and secure. So we're proud of that. So the next thing, screen. Okay? Screen unlock's not the only new thing when it comes to screen on the 6T. So our approach on screen is, since the OnePlus 3, you guys may remember, is we've been going with trying to only get the best AMOLED screens. And we believe this has been the right approach, because every time we talk to you guys on a new device, the feedback we get on display is it continues to be positive. And we're seeing across the industry that more and more people are going to an AMOLED-only approach. And so I think we believe we're doing the right thing. So this is our most immersive screen yet. You can take a look right here, 6.41 inches. What else we got? 402 pixels per inch. And so we're very, very excited about this. And also, you guys probably noticed one thing about the hardware design. So obviously, it looks good, right? And so the other thing that we're I'll let you guys be the judge of that, right? So one other thing, though, that comes back from community and feedback from you guys is also we believe we found the approach that gets the right